That would be my question for the former governor.
But listen, this president is the guardian of Western civilization. Did you know that?
No.
That's what Charlie Kirk says.
I know.
We may not have realized it at the time, but Trump is the bodyguard of Western civilization. Trump was elected to protect our families from the vengeful mob that seeks to destroy our way of life, our neighborhoods, schools, churches, and values. President Trump was elected to defend the American way of life.
Well, first of all, how can you be a bodyguard with bone spurs? But, what? I know, I'm sorry.
I feel bad for Charlie Kirk.
What does it mean, destroy our neighbor? I mean,
I feel bad for Charlie Kirk.
Why?
I feel good for him
Well,
that he got this kind of platform.
He's young.
I mean, it really speaks to what they're dealing with in that party in terms of who they can get out there to give full-throated, endorsements of what this president's about. But I feel badly for him that he believes that that's the world he lives in, that he's being kept from going to church. Why? Because of a pandemic? I want to go to church. I miss going to church. I understand there's a pandemic. You know who else does? My priest understands it. Oh, but you can protest. One has nothing to do with the other. You are dealing with people who are responding in this country to outrageous acts of social injustice. To say, well, it's the same as going to church. No, it isn't. If you told people they couldn't protest, if you invoked martial law about these types of situations, you would have chaos. And he knows it. So it's sad that he feels that he has to stoke this kind of animus in this country.
You know who else knows there's a pandemic? If you go to church, God, he's all-knowing. He knows. He knows your heart. So he knows if you can't get to church because there's something going on, I think he might forgive you for that. I'm pretty sure, if that's...
There's only one man I know who's never had to ask him for forgiveness.
Oh, is that the president?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
why would I have to ask him for forgiveness? I've never done anything to need God's forgiveness.
Well, listen, and I don't know, you said you feel sorry, but I do know that I was young once. It was a while ago, and I remember being in college and having certain beliefs, and then all of a sudden, you get some wisdom, time on the planet, and then you see a lot of things and you realize what's true and what's not.
He's wise to what works, and it's why a certain slice of the evangelical community, has gone from character counts to let's count judges instead of character. He knows what sells at that convention. That's why he got the standing tonight. But I hope people heard his message, because
why is that?
Because this is a real judgment on what you believe about this country. If you really believe that people who don't look like you are a threat, then it's time to make your stand.
What is the American way of life? What is the neighborhood? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, look, at its most basic, I don't love this definition, but at its most basic under law, you do whatever you want to do as long as it doesn't affect my ability to do whatever I want to do. That is the most libertarian way to look at it. I don't see us that way. I see us, this is how I was raised, that you look to one another for what you need, and as brothers and sisters. You support one another. You learn from one another. You embrace one another. You cry with one another, because there but for the grace goes one of us and not the other. That's what I believe we're about. And that the more you embrace somebody as part of your life and learn from them and share, you grow and you get appreciation for things you would have never known on your own in your own experience. But there is a fight in this country that what I just said should be rejected. Stay to your own. If we do that in America, Don, we don't have our own.
Well, that's what we do.
But we can't do that here.
Not me and you, but that's what most people do.
It won't work. It won't work. Yeah. I'm getting yelled at. We got to go to break.
Tell me something new.
This is our experience whenever we're on television together. And you know what you guys always say? Why'd you stop? Talk to everybody else. All right, the Republican Party is absolutely a party of one. You watch tonight, Donald Trump knows what message he wants communicated, and if you're on that screen, that's the message you're giving. So, what do Republicans think? Next.